Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. And welcome to the official beginning of the Sam Raimi review series. I'm going through all of his movies. I'm going to redo the Evil Dead movies and the Spider-Man movies and Drag Me to Hell, I guess. I mean, Evil Dead and it's a weird player. Spider-Man movies kind of need re-reviews because I did the Spider-Man movies my first year of YouTube, so they need new ones. And when it comes to Evil Dead, well, I was going through a time when I reviewed those movies. I had an insect problem, and so I wasn't really focused on those reviews. Plus, when I did those, I was doing the reviews where I wasn't watching the movie. I was just had it on in the background with the sound off. And I've learned since then you have to have the sound on. You have to pay attention to give out good reviews. So I'm kind of redoing that. And yes, that's just elephant in the room. My hair is gone. Okay? Shaved them off. It was about time. I figured this would be the perfect time. New month, new series, new look, new Scotty. So here it is. And we're talking about The Evil Dead, 1981, Sam Raimi's first actual film. There's a couple of student films before this, but this is the actual first film. And I noticed this is on the back of this, but I have that as the thumbnail for Evil Dead 2, so I guess I was wrong. But we have The Evil Dead from 1981. So I guess I'll do this early. I thought a fun little game we can play for the Sam Raimi review series is Bruce Watch. We watch Sam Raimi's movies and see if we can find Bruce Campbell, because often he will put Bruce Campbell in cameos in his film and in his films, so to speak. And so I thought it would be a fun little game if we were to try to find him in each film. And the reason I do this now is because Bruce Campbell is the star of this film. He plays Ashley Williams. Goes up to the cabin with his friends, Scotty, his girlfriend, Linda, his sister, Cheryl, and Scotty's girlfriend, Shelly. It's really weird because I'm Scotty and I have a cousin named Shelly. Really weird. But yeah, they go. You know the story. They go up to the cabin. They find this hatch that opens up out of nowhere, and they go down, and they find this book called, in this movie, the Naturam Demento. In the other films, it's the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, but here it's the Naturam Demento. They play a recording which summons the evil spirits to the cabin, and shit goes down. So, going into this, I think I said this in my original review, that this, out of the Evil Dead films, this is my least favorite. And I'm still on that. I'm still sticking to it. I think it is my least favorite. Although I did enjoy it more this time. And I felt that the first part of this film, when all this shit is going down, works the best. After everyone is killed off, towards the later part of the second half, and it's just Ash. There's just stuff happening to him, and it's just kind of like, okay, they're dead. Can we kind of? And this movie is 85 minutes long. Not that long, but it feels like towards the end, especially because you think once Ash is by himself, it would start heading towards the end, but it feels drawn out. And I know Sam Raimi wasn't experienced yet. He didn't know. And I feel like that's one of the flaws with this movie, is that if Sam Raimi had done this instead of his first film, maybe his fifth film, like 1995 or so, and done this, I think he would have had more experience and known better. I think it has a good, it's slow at first, and then you start all this weird stuff, when Linda runs into the woods, not Linda, Cheryl runs into the woods. We have the tree rape scene, which is still horrifying to this day. That thing just goes for it. Like it wants that. I'm just saying. Boom. She's the first one to get possessed, and then it's Linda. And Shelly is killed, and yeah, and all this stuff that's happening. It works great, but then once everyone's dead, it's down to Ash, and that's when you're thinking, okay, we can wrap this up now. It's up Ash, but no, I think we got like 20 more minutes of Ash dealing with weird stuff. You know, there's even a sequence where they after it's just Ash, they're like, oh, and it's like, oh, I'm fine, Ash, and Cheryl's like, I'm okay, let me out, and then like they just turn back, and it's like, what? And you get that, you're gonna die, not another peep thing, which is creepy. It is creepy. They're a little bit annoying too, is what I found. I will say, for a low budget film, the effects aren't that bad. There are some, like when, I think it's when one of them gets their hand cut off, it looks really fake. But there are some other effects that are decent. Evil Dead spawned what is called splatterstick, where it's not so much in this film, but later, where in regular movies, you get cut, little blood comes out. Evil Dead, you get cut, this franchise spawned that splatterstick, and they've used it in other movies. And here, I don't think it's used too much, if at all. There's some blood, I think there's a thing where like some white stuff oozes out of one of them, but it's not completely, you know. And let's talk about Ash, because out of all the Evil Dead movies and TV shows, I think this is the least Ash that he is. He's very subdued. Bruce Campbell doesn't have his cockiness to him. He hasn't gotten adjusted to the role like he would in Army of Darkness. I've said this before, but Army of Darkness is the best Ash in an Evil Dead film. Ash vs. Evil Dead is probably his best performance as Ash, period. But when it comes to film, that's Army of Darkness. Here, it's fine. All the performances are fine for what they give. You know, they weren't experienced actors, but they're fine. You know, for this kind of budgeted movie, for a low budget movie, the acting was suitable for the film. And the directing by Sam Raimi, there are some shots, like when they're driving in, the dolly shot where the camera's falling behind. I love that shot. You know, that car that's in a lot of Sam Raimi's movies. Sam Raimi's car. You know, I think it was done very well. There are some camera shots that are done well, and there's some that, I don't know, to me, out of whack. For the most part, pretty good. I don't know what I mean by out of whack, but like even when like he chose not to give the evil a true form, so it's just the camera, you know, like that, you know. The camera movement, that's what it is. It's the moving camera. That's when you see that means the evil is coming, and I think that's a good idea. You know, I think it's more towards the budget. Like we didn't have a budget to do a big monster coming after them, so it's going to be that. But they use that throughout the franchise now. It's become a staple, and it works. All the makeup was used for Ellen Sandweiss and the other actress who plays Linda. And they do a great job with their parts, but it is very creepy, you know. And, so what is this? I've always wondered, who is that supposed to be? Is that Cheryl? Is that supposed to be Cheryl? I suppose you couldn't show a tree going into Coochie on here, but I don't know if that ever really happens in this movie, but I did like this cover. And then the back with Ash and the chainsaw, which will become a staple for the franchise later on. But when it comes to this film, overall, I think it is well done, but it is far from the quality that Sam Raimi would end up having. Like, compare this to say something like Spider-Man, or even Drag Me to Hell, as much as that movie gets me with that ending, which we're going to re-talk about that when I revisit that. You know, the quality, I think you can even say that quality-wise, Drag Me to Hell has a better quality than this. However, I will say, I watched the enhanced version. There's two versions. You can have the original ratio version and the enhanced. And the enhanced looks good for the most part. There's some grain, but I think that works for a movie like this. For a low budget movie to have some grain on it, I think it works. It adds to it. And that works very well. So I will say, when it comes to the Evil Dead, I think I'll give it a middle of the road, because like I said, the first half is pretty good, nice pacing, and then once you get to the, like the last third, I guess the first third is good. You get to the last third where it's just Ash, and you feel like you should wrap up, and also the ending where like Ash has won, but then something chases him anyway, and that's it. It's just very sudden ending. I'm not a fan of sudden endings, although they get you, but like I like wrap ups. There's no wrap up. It's just and knowing what happens in Evil Dead 2, we don't get a wrap up with that because they sort of retcon some stuff. So yeah, but yeah, I'll give it a middle of the road. I think it's a decently made movie. So yeah. So join me on this, all right? I should tell you the format. So I don't have access to all of Sam Raimi's movies right now, but I've ordered them off of eBay, and I should be getting them at some point within the next week or two. So what's going to happen is I have access to the first 3 movies. I have more than that, but I'm going to do them in order, so I can't skip, so I can do Evil Dead 2, and Crime Wave, which is the next film I have to review. It's on Tubi, so it's technically going to be a Tubi Tuesday. It won't say that, but I'll say it in the video, hopefully, if I remember. Because it's going to be Tubi Tuesday. It's going to be released on Tuesday, so might as well just call it Tubi Tuesday. But it won't say that on a video because I want to keep these all exploring Sam Raimi, that kind of label on it. So yeah, I have those 3, and then after that is Darkman, which I don't have yet. That should be coming at some point, hopefully. So we're going to stop after 3, and I'll do some other reviews here and there, other stuff to talk about. Who knows? I don't know. I have an episode of Scotty TV I want to do. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Shows have been canceled. Some stuff has happened with Hollywood stuff. I have yet to actually comment on the Chris Rock, Will Smith stuff. I'm going to talk about that in that video. I know it's been past, but I've just been busy doing other stuff. So maybe Wednesday or Thursday I'll have a Scotty TV up. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But so what are your thoughts on The Evil Dead? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.